Good evening, listeners of the United Empire. My name is Symbia, joined with Ray to interview our special guests. The Director of ISD, Average Person,
Hola.
Vice Director of ISD, Goose, and the
Yo.
Chief Commander of ISD, Callie. It's a pleasure to have you three here to answer a few questions that we have got for you all today. So, if we shall get started.
All right, Goose, this first question is for you. With you having been in UE for such a long time, how do you think the current leadership compares to the old leadership within the Empire?
No, that's a good question. From my time, we've went through a lot of leadership changes from, of course, being only there was one site assistant and one site director. And during that time, we went through not so great. Then we went from Mother Lays. Mother Lays was okay as a site assistant. I wasn't around when it came to Father Reaper's time of being a site assistant, but when I was around when he was a site director, he was actually surprisingly good. He was really laid back and all that, but also strict at the same time. If I would have to compare all of that to current, I would say it has changed a lot, especially with how we have anti-corruption and all that. Back then, we actually did not, and there was a lot of corruption back then.
That is a great response, and yeah, compared to old SCP and old UE, a lot of stuff has changed within positions and how we deal with corruption now compared to the past.
A lot less racism.
Yep. All right, moving on.
Okay, so Callie, this question is for you. So, we have a bit of a casual question here. So, what's your favorite food in general?
For me,
For you,
Yeah.
yes.
it has to be fried chicken.
Is there any reasoning behind that?
It's just succulent and so juicy.
Okay. Well, thank you for that answer. So we'll just move on to the next question.
All right, Goose, this is for you again. Do you think UE will survive the transferring to Roblox?
That's also another good question. With how UE is right now, especially how these past few months have been, and I've been seeing a lot of people, of course, breaking the rules, and a lot of bans have gone by. We've seen so many council members get banned, mods, hosts, all for anti-UE and all that. I don't think it would, in my personal opinion, due to Roblox going through their little change of age verification and their way of handling reports. Compared to Rec Room, at least with Rec Room, I was able to report anybody for breaking something and they would actually get back to me in 2 to 3 business days. For Roblox, it takes a lot of emailing, contacting for them to actually do stuff. And military-wise, I can only see probably maybe one making it, and that's RM, because it is military style. I see a lot of SCP roleplay games. Some are pretty good, and then there's some that are eh. But I don't really think so, unless they do it pretty smart.
All right, thank you for that response. Moving on.
Okay, so here comes another casual question that we have for Callie. If you had to pick between cats or dogs, which one would you pick?
My personal opinion, probably cats.
Okay.
Correct choice,
I do believe the cats are correct choice. Is there a reason why? Do you not like dogs, or is it just you like cats in general?
No, I
More
have
than
a dog myself, but I just prefer cats because they're just more subtle and easygoing.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I have a few cats myself, and they're quite chill. So I'd also choose cats. Thank you for your response. So we're just going to quickly move on to the next question. And this next question will be for both of you to answer. So, Goose and Callie, what is your favorite moment you've had while in the United Empire?
Mine was about a year ago. It was when I was first getting trained into DO. Like me, Kagami, and Jagat, and a couple of other members. I didn't really know how to pronounce his name, Dragat's name, and I accidentally called him a drag queen on accident, and it was just like really funny.
How about you, Goose?
I do have two, but if I had to put one over the other, I would say the first. I was a lieutenant at this time. This was like 3 years ago. I managed to get involved with UE Rec News, and I was a part of that for the first ever episode, actually. So it was actually pretty cool. What you said was pretty questionable, but yeah, that's that.
All right. Well, thank you both for your responses that we have here. So, we're just going to move on to the next question.
Goose, this one is for you. If you could change one thing that happened within the United Empire, what would it be?
I feel like we should have implemented the committees that we have nowadays, especially more of anti-corruption. Like I said from the first thing that you ever asked me, corruption was really big back then. Like I've seen so many corrupt people inside of GE, RM, and SCP all combined, and a lot didn't get done until later on. So I would want at least that main committee to be implemented early than rather my second time of coming back.
Yes, we do kind of have a corruption issue with other clans, especially like due to all the hackings and stuff, but it would be a great move forward if we have drastic measures to anti-corruption like GE and RM and other things to help prevent it. That is-
Absolutely agree. Sleepy Snail needs to get back to work when it comes to ACC.
Moving on to the next question.
Okay. So, Callie, here's another question for you. Are you proud of what ISD has been able to accomplish within this short time?
Not really, because
Okay.
as what I've seen over the past few weeks is just loads of inactivity, and like I get loads of people are like going as recomers, but that doesn't mean people can be lazy and just not do anything, which I've seen a lot of people do. There are a few certain people who like continue to do stuff like constantly, but not really like much activity from them a lot.
Okay, so...
I was just agreeing.
Alright, okay. So, all I have to say is just thank you for that answer you have with us. However, we're just going to move on to the next question that we have to offer.
Average, this one is for you. What challenges have you had to face as director of ISD?
I would say the main challenge, as Callie mentioned, has been inactivity. Almost everyone retired. I thankfully have been able to get a lot more people out once they retired, but inactivity has still shown to be a great issue. And even once we move to Roblox, it will most likely still be a great issue.
All right, thank you for that great response. It seems that inactivity is just something that you guys would hopefully be able to fix, and it's a pretty big concern right now with the branch and not everyone being able to participate to their fullest.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that answer. And this next question is for Goose. Do you have any advice for the people that are going to go to Roblox?
Any advice? Of course, they're really strict on voice moderation. I have been VC banned multiple times, unfortunately. It's not the proud moment of myself, but it happens. That, and of course, be careful of who you talk to, because with how Roblox was back then, Discord was a third party in their incident. So just be mindful who you talk to.
Yes, Roblox voice moderation is serious. Like, if you say crap, you will get voice banned. And it is extremely strict
true.
compared to Rec Room. So I agree with that, and moving on to the next question.
So, this is a question for both of you, Callie and Goose. So, how did you find out about the United Empire?
I can go first. I found out I was originally in a different military that was popular back in the days. I during that time I was of course in a vulnerable state with their owner. So I've had my own traumatic experience with ownership in that old clan, which I have distanced myself permanently from that whole clan. I saw one of my friends playing this and I was like, huh, let me go. Because at the time we were allies with them. And so I was like, seems fun. I actually want to play. And so I played with him for a little bit and here I am now. And unfortunately, he is banned for blackmailing a council member. Unfortunately.
That doesn't sound
Um,
like he was a great guy.
He was okay to a point. He's done some not great things. Talk command center wise on that mic. It was something, but I barely paid attention to him and found a bunch of other people to hang out with. And some of them are banned, some of them are not.
Well, let's hope that you make better decisions when finding friends.
No.
All right.
Alright, anyway, how about
Callie.
you, Callie?
The way I found out is because I've always been like a nerd with like alien stuff and SCP types and militaries. So I've always played like that on Rec Room, as I got this like about 4 or 5 years ago, Rec Room. And I was just scrolling one day looking and I saw it looked good because it had quite a lot of visits. And I just joined it. And then from then on, I just got like really addicted to the game. And that's how I got all these positions and that.
Alright. Well, thank you for the answers that you've given us. Those are some good answers from both of you. Alright. So we're just going to move on to the next question.
All right, Goose, this one is for you. What has been your favorite thing to do within the United Empire?
My favorite part of what I mainly would do, low key, I have more fun with Discord stuff, especially since of my job, because I switch to mornings, nights, to sometimes afternoons. So my schedule can get pretty busy a lot. So I mainly prefer just being mainly on Discord whenever I can, especially since I am a part of the Discord admin team. So that's been fun dealing with a bunch of people pinging the royal family, misuse of channel and all that, etc., etc. And it's been really fun.
All right, thank you for that response. And this last question will go to Average. With the transition to Roblox, how can you make sure ISD still stays intact during that vulnerable time where we do not have a map?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think my position as ISD director will stay. But for when it comes to positions and all that wise, ISD director will be like on hold. The branch won't exist basically. It's gonna be archived until the map exists.
All right, that makes a
Mm.
lot of sense because it's hard to like actually engage with a bunch of different branches when there isn't a physical map to play on.
All right. It has been a pleasure to have the ISD leaders all come together for this interview. Thank you for setting your time aside for these great questions and responses you've given.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
I'm just here.
And thank you,
You just
listeners
can.
of the United Empire, for tuning into this podcast. Have a great rest of your day.
Au revoir.